sorry. I can't.
I'm sure a few words with Mr. Alcazar will erase any qualms you have about allowing us into his bank account.
Señor Alcazar, ¿cómo puede ser posible?
What kind of trick is this?
Creíamos que usted había muerto. Sí, señor. Señor Alcazar would like to speak to you again.
Yes, Mr. Alcazar, I'm here. I'm so sorry to bother you with this. I really am. No, right away, yeah. He wants to speak to you.
Hello.
Carly. How are you?
You look jumpy.
Yeah, you could say so. Thought I was going to be on and off that witness stand and be done with it, but it seems that the prosecution think that Rick wants to keep me on ice in case he wants to recall me.
Hope he does.
Excuse me?
You need another shot in that stand. And next time your testimony is going to help nobody but Jason. You understand what I'm saying?
Your Honor, due to the brevity of the recording, I would like permission to play it for the jury once again.
I'm going to object to that, Your Honor. We all heard Mr. Lansing's so-called evidence. Replaying it would serve no purpose except to prejudice this jury.
What my esteemed colleague is objecting to, Your Honor, is the truth. This recording shows a brutal reality. How quickly and efficiently a life can be extinguished by a professional killer.
Objection, Your Honor. Mr. Morgan is a legitimate coffee importer.
Mr. Lansing, I'm going to allow one replay, after which you'll move on.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Morgan.
Take out, monster! You better run before I get your own.
Oh, look who's home. Jake, say hi to Mommy.
I didn't expect you back so soon.
Apparently not. I'll take my son now. I feel like such an idiot. I don't know what to say over and over again other than I'm sorry. I wish that I could give you an explanation that makes sense.
Hey, listen, it's all right. Just give it a shot.
When you kiss me, I hear bells.
Hey, that's a good thing, right?
Alarm bells.
Not so good.
You probably don't like me for leading you on.
Lulu, I do like you. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'd like to have you in that bed right there. But, that's just being honest, okay? But not if you don't want to be over there. Believe it or not, I'm not that big of a jerk.
You have a patient in X-ray, and instead of taking care of her, you're off here busy doing... What exactly are you doing?
Following orders.
Whose?
What Kate Howard wants, Kate Howard gets. I mean, she told me you got 10 minutes to bring 2 racks of clothing downstairs.
Oh. Well, we'll just see about that.
Yes, well, everything seems to be arranged. We'll catch up with you in Taiwan.
I'm so sorry, but as you can see, we have very much to do. So, I don't need to remind you, but Miss Alcazar
Hey, Steve, waiting. Of course, I understand. I will be arranging the various transfers right away.
How soon will the funds be available?
Within hours. Within hours.
Excellent.
Con permiso.
Hasta luego. I'm waiting to be congratulated.
You bastard! This whole time, Jason has been in jail and on trial for murder, and you and Alcazar are playing games?
Here you go. Why don't you take this to the kitchen right here?
Oh, okay, Jake. Everything's all right. Now the mommy's here. You're
So,
okay.
like he was in any imminent danger?
Oh, it depends on your point of view.
I went to get Cameron a snack, and Jake woke up. Sam was nice enough to go upstairs and get him.
Yeah, he's got quite a grip. He is going to grow up big and strong, just like his daddy. I'm going to go feed him.
We already did.
My, you've been a busy little thing, haven't you?
You don't have to thank me. It was my pleasure, actually. So how'd it go in court? Were you actually able to help Jason this time?
Yes, I think I did. Diane led me through a series of questions that pointed out Rick's grudge against him.
I'm sure he had to come back for that.
What'd he say?
I really don't want to talk about it right now.
I'd like to know. Unless there's the reason I shouldn't.
It wasn't upsetting enough to hear it the first time.
And then it's nothing we haven't heard before.
Okay. Rick reminded the jury that I slept with Jason and lied to my husband about it, which made me a biased, if not hostile witness there. Have you heard enough?
I wish. It's getting around town. I'm gonna go check on Cameron.
Ouch. I am so sorry. I shouldn't have pushed that.
No, you're not. You accomplished exactly what you came here to do. And now you're leaving. Bye.
I think that I've done more than enough to help Jason by keeping silent.
Yeah? Well, you conveniently forget that who let him in the door. And that's what you call an accessory.
No, that's what I call your word against mine. You see, I could easily come forward with a crisis of conscience and confess that I saw Jason actually kill Lorenzo. And why didn't I come forward sooner? Well, because Jason was threatening to kill me and my baby daughter if I did.
Sounds like a threat to me. I don't like threats.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't like threats either. I lived in almost constant fear when Lorenzo was alive. And I'm done. I'm over it. I won't be intimidated by you or anybody else.
Well, that's a lot of bravado. And I didn't see that bravado when you were begging me to keep Alcazar alive until you got your baby back.
And I'm grateful to you for that.
Yeah, well, I'm not really seeing that right now. If we had moved when I wanted to, Jason wouldn't be in that courtroom right now, fighting for his life. So the way I see it, you owe us. Now, you're a smart woman, right? Maybe a lot smarter than anybody realizes. That's a mistake that men make. They underestimate beautiful women. Especially snakes like Rick. Did he strike a deal with you?
I strike my own deals.
Okay, let's leave it like this. Okay? Don't see me so much as a threat. Just see me like a better business option. You make me happy, I'm nice, we reap the benefits. Or you throw in with Rick, he puts on that phony grin that he has. He bides his time, and he stabs you in the back. So go ahead, make your choice. But can you make it fast?
It's not you. I like the kiss. That's the problem. I liked it too much. You go and do all this, and how do I thank you? By bringing up all of my personal junk.
I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I didn't hope for a different ending. But I did not deliberately set the stage here tonight for seduction. All I wanted to do was mark your birthday. And it is okay for you to cry right now.
I don't want to cry about this. Crying does not change what I did. I'm sure you've heard all my deep, dark secrets from Maxie, because she'll tell anyone who will listen what a horrible person I am.
Listen, I want you to forget about Maxie, okay? I want to hear it from you.
The first time that I slept with a guy, it was based on a lie. My lie. Worse, he was married.
I assume we're talking about Dylan.
All my life I have been told to go for what you want. Well, I took that advice and I wound up pregnant.
Could you replace that disgusting water with the bottled water on the dresser?
Stop right there. This man has real responsibilities.
Okay, fine. But could you at least check on my order from Panache, see what's taking so long? The food here is inedible, and I really don't want to have my stomach pumped.
Get to radiology. Move. That's what we do here. We take care of sick people.
Well, I am a patient, and don't my needs count?
Not the frivolous ones.
Frivolous? I happen to be the editor-in-chief of a very important international publication.
That fashion rag. It's a waste of trees, if you ask me. Empty-eyed girls, the size of twigs, wearing pieces of clothing that no real woman would be caught dead in.
It's called high fashion, thus the name couture. Okay, well, just to show you that I harbor no animosity for the egregious way that you've been treating me, I will leave you a complimentary copy on your desk when I check out. Who knows, maybe you'll pick up a tip or two.
Here's a tip for you. The staff of this hospital are here to take care of sick people, not to run fool's errands for high and mighty fashionistas.
Fine. But what am I supposed to do? I had to send my assistant back to Manhattan, and things need to get done, and you won't let me check out of here.
Not without a responsible adult to get you home.
Hello, I am an adult.
How's the adult?
Snake bite's okay. It looks like she's suffering from overinflated ego. I wouldn't get too close. It might pop at any moment.
The help around here leaves a lot to be desired.
Well, maybe it has to do with the fact that you consider nurses help.
What are you doing here?
I've come to take you home.
Wow. That could make me very happy.
What do you mean, could?
Who's home?
You previously stated that the last time that you saw Lorenzo Alcazar was in the nursery with your daughter as you were preparing to leave the country. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then sometime within the next 12 hours, Lorenzo Alcazar disappeared. Without saying goodbye, without taking a personal belonging whatsoever, without utilizing his jet or, it would seem, any other method of private or commercial transportation out of the city whatsoever.
Yes.
No further questions.
Cross-examine.
Thank you, Your Honor. You've testified that you neither heard nor found any evidence of a struggle around the area where the so-called recorded evidence was found. Is that correct?
Correct.
You or your staff find any blood anywhere in the house?
No.
Furniture overturned?
Nothing.
Doors or windows opened which should have been shut?
No.
Was it Lorenzo Alcazar's usual practice to just take off without telling you?
It happened fairly often.
For what purpose?
Business.
That's rather vague.
Well, I've come to realize that Lorenzo was involved with people who were far more dangerous than I was aware of. His being vague was a way of protecting me.
From?
Well, I can't exactly give you names, but Lorenzo was a powerful man. He didn't exactly get that way by being people's best friend. He had a way of convincing people to do what he wanted.
Are we talking blackmail, grievous bodily harm?
Objection, Your Honor. Leading the witness.
Sustained.
As far as you know, what is the longest period of time that Lorenzo Alcazar has been away without contact?
I'd say a little over a month.
A month? So for all you know, he could be away right now, conducting business somewhere.
It's possible.
Have you seen one shred of evidence that would lead you to believe, beyond a reasonable doubt, that Lorenzo Alcazar is in fact dead?
No.
The night with Dylan was my first time. And it should have been wonderful. I was ready. I was with the guy that I loved. But it was the worst night of my life. Mainly because of the lies. I felt so guilty that I couldn't feel anything else. And then the defective condom. I still think about it now, and it just seems so unfair. We were responsible. We used protection. But I can't be indignant or feel sorry for myself. Because Dylan slept with me because I deceived him. And as a result, he lost the girl that he really loved. I guess there's a price to pay for that. A price that I am still paying.
Lulu, you seem awful mad at yourself for just being a human being.
I just want to be aware and make sure I don't dig a hole that deep again.
I can promise you that if we ever do sleep together, that we will use every precaution possible. I'm a huge believer in birth control, considering I was a mistake.
Do you wish that your mom didn't have you?
I mean, yeah, it was clear that I was a burden. So sure. There were times when I wondered why she bothered. And there were, times when I thought that she would have been better off if she hadn't. But I just want to let you know that there's no judgment here. All right. If anything, I commend the foresight that you had to know that you weren't ready to take on a challenge like that. And respect the courage that it must have taken to make what had to be an extremely difficult choice.
It wasn't easy. I still think about it. And I wonder. I just don't want what happened to be for nothing. I want to learn from my experience and not make the same mistakes again.
I'm going to say something here, and it's going to come off a little self-serving, but I'm going to say it anyway. Lulu, there's a big difference between being careful and being completely shut down where you don't feel anything. I would hate to see that happen to you.
Okay, would you put me down? Leaving the hospital in a wheelchair was humiliating enough.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you gotta just let people help you. Maybe even show a little gratitude.
I am.
You am what?
I am grateful. It was very nice of you to come down to the hospital and take the time to pick me up. But we both know that I am perfectly capable of taking care of myself, so unless you need me as an alibi.
Sit down for a second. Okay. Give yourself a few minutes. If you can get up without falling on your face, I'll let you go home.
Boss.
You gonna be all right?
What do you got? According to Michael, Carly's been checking in, but she's been a bit cagey about where she is. All she'll say is she's helping Uncle Jason.
So I smell disaster. You got more?
Seems Jerry Jacks disappeared the same day as Carly. He hasn't been seen since either.
You've assaulted me more times than I've ever allowed any other human being to get away with. Don't push your luck.
What are you going to do, stab me in the neck with a pen?
Ballpoint or fountain?
What the hell is going on, and where's Lorenzo?
Oh, my guess, in a watery grave. The man is dead, thanks to BFF.
Then who is on the phone? That sounded just like Lorenzo.
The man you spoke to is an associate in the covert ops business. They're very good at these kind of things.
Then Then why not have him call Port Charles? I don't know, D.A. Lansing comes to mind. It'll prove Lorenzo's alive.
Because Alcazar would never do that, especially since Jason is on trial for murder. He would enjoy the scenario. That's first. Secondly, our mimic only knows so much personal information, and an electronic voice print could expose him as a fake. Now, enough blabbering. Let's keep on moving. Come on.
Where are we going?
To Alcazar's compound. I have a feeling a sighting is in the cards.
Did Mr. Alcazar ever make his feelings about the defendant known to you?
To me, anyone else who cared to listen. Lorenzo hated Jason.
He harbored hatred for Jason's business partner, Sonny Corinthos, didn't he?
Even more.
Do you recall any unusual way Mr. Alcazar's animosity displayed itself?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Wasn't there some elaborate scheme involving Sonny's dead wife?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance?
Where are you going with this?
I am establishing a pattern, Your Honor.
I'll allow it.
Please answer the question.
Well, there was this one time when Lorenzo made over a woman to look exactly like Sonny's dead wife, Lily.
Oh, wow. To what end?
Well, Sonny was in a vulnerable state at the time. He wanted to break him.
Can you be more specific, please?
He wanted to drive Sonny crazy.
Oh, interesting. Then doesn't it follow... I'm sorry, Your Honor, I will rephrase. Isn't it plausible that Lorenzo Alcazar could have said Jason Morgan's name into a tape recorder, fired off a silenced weapon, then dropped to the floor to create this so-called incriminating evidence? To frame Sonny's business partner, thereby placing Sonny Corinthos in yet another vulnerable position?
Objection, Your Honor, please. This is absurd. Counsel is speculating.
Overruled. The witness will answer.
Well, knowing Lorenzo, that's not only plausible, but it's entirely possible.
Thank you. No further questions.
Redirect?
Absolutely.
Take your hands off of me. We need to get a few things straight.
What a surprise. Instead of being home with your husband and your kids, here you are, haunting the hallways, lurking around trying to get a glimpse of Jason. Maybe what? Sneak in a few loving words of moral support?
And what's your excuse? Hoping to get a front row seat for Jason's conviction? Now that's hateful. But apparently who you are. A cold, hollow bitch out for revenge against a man who did nothing but love and take care of you.
Why did you stop me? Oh, you wanted to give me a lecture on the proper care and feeding of Jason Morgan? No one would be more of an expert than you.
I want you to stay away from my house, my children, and my husband.
Oh, you mean the man that you lied to and cheated on, and you call me cold?
For the last time, stay away.
Miss Miller asked if you had any evidence to indicate that a crime had been committed in your home after Mr. Alcazar disappeared. Do you remember your answer?
I said no.
Well, isn't it possible that someone, presumably the killer, was able to clean up after the scene?
Well, they would have had to have been incredibly quiet, but I suppose that's possible.
How was your relationship with Mr. Alcazar at the time of his disappearance?
It was complicated. Lorenzo could be a very difficult man.
Apparently so. Especially since he took your infant daughter from you and kept her away from you until the day in question. Were you afraid of him?
At times.
Enough to maybe let a killer into the house to stop that fear?
Are you accusing me of being involved in Lorenzo's death?
Ah, wait. Now Lorenzo is dead. See, just a few minutes ago, you said that he was maybe off on a business trip.
Well, can you blame me for wanting to believe that? I mean, do you really want my little girl to grow up not knowing her father?
No, I understand. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. We're just trying to get to the truth here. Ms. Miller asked you if you had any shred of evidence to indicate that Mr. Alcazar is dead. Do you have any evidence to indicate that Mr. Alcazar is alive?
No.
Hey, I'll cover your second shift if you have a better offer.
Now, why would you want to work on your birthday?
I only know because I saw Spinelli, who's writing the perfect little poem for you.
Oh, that guy. I know. He's crazy about you. Which makes me wonder why you're not spending your birthday with him or any one of your many admirers.
Birthdays are for kids. Or people who have little kids still in them. I think I just lost that last summer. So why am I having such trouble acting like an adult? Why am I still so afraid?
Of what?
Just because I had one bad experience doesn't mean I should give up on sex forever, right?
You just came from Logan's, didn't you?
Yes, and nothing happened. That's the problem.
Okay.
I'm not sure I want to sleep with a guy ever again.
See, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just worried. I have a cover model. I'm afraid she's going to run off with an Narragansett metrosexual before I can book her. So can I go? You want to see Cartwheels?
Yes. No. Listen, the gratitude thing that I mentioned earlier, it goes both ways. I want you to listen to this. You went in the water to save my son, and I owe you for that.
Sonny, anyone would have done the same thing.
Anybody who can swim, but you can't. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to teach you how to swim.
Oh.
I have a pool that's heated.
Really?
Okay? We can go in late at night so no one has to see you, holding on to me.
Oh, is that what I would do?
Miss Howard? Morgan would like to tell you something. Go ahead, buddy.
Thank you, Miss Howard.
Oh, Morgan, you are welcome. Now, do you promise that you're going to be more careful from now on? Okay. Oh.
Whoa.
What's wrong?
Just a real family tableau there. I mean, not a real family. It's just nice. Very nice.
Hey, buddy, you ready to get to that sleepover? All right, let's go.
Howard.
What do you need?
I need you to sign this for Christina's summer camp. I know it's good for her, but it's going to be real lonely in the house without her and Molly and whatever. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank you again for getting Christina into Winston Academy.
Alexis, it was no problem.
You're a very nice person. It's a shame that you don't have any children.
Just never planned any.
Well, you never know. Stepchildren count.
You know what, Alexis? Have Christina call me when she gets back, because I want her to tell me how great everything is and stuff.
Bye.
Hello? What's wrong?
You and I need to discuss a few harsh realities.
Would you explain to the jury what happened at your television studio on the night of April 20th?
Sam McCall and I had just wrapped the show. Jason Morgan came by to see Sam, or pick her up, I'm not sure which.
Mm-hmm.
We were getting ready to leave when suddenly there were two armed men there, threatening us.
Did these men identify themselves?
I don't remember any pleasantries. Then again, I was pretty shocked.
Well, let me refresh your memory, Miss Jaffe. According to a police statement, the men said that they were associates of Sonny Corinthos and Jason Morgan. Do you remember that?
Peripherally.
What happened next?
One of the men aimed at Sam. Jason jumped him. The other men went to fire, and Sam grappled with him. Then she shot him.
And what did the defendant do?
He shot and wounded the other man. Jason had no choice. It was self-defense.
Well, it never ceases to amaze me how the defendant's alleged career in the coffee industry involves all of these men with ties to organized crime
Objection.
and ambushes and
Sustained.
Look, all I know is the defendant saved my life. Twice.
I imagine you were grateful to him for that.
Yes, I am.
Your gratitude wouldn't color your testimony before this court, now would it, Miss Jaffe?
Objection. Counsel's badgering his own witness.
It's a fair question. The witness will answer.
I'm here to tell the truth as I see it.
Well, let me help you out. Isn't it the truth that you wouldn't have been in danger in the first place if the defendant wasn't a professional hitman? Isn't that right?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Withdrawn, Your Honor. No further questions.
The witness is excused. We will take a short recess.
I'm letting myself do something here that I rarely do. I'm letting my guard down. I'm letting you weaken it with those bedroom eyes and your constant reminders of the past and better times. And Sonny, they weren't better. They weren't. There's something more substantial than distance that separates Long Island from Coney Island.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying I have to leave Port Charles. If I don't, I see myself being swallowed up by this bourgeois beast with white picket fence for teeth, only to be coughed up occasionally for the step-family gatherings where Kate Howard is no more than Connie Falconeri's passing fancy.
All I see is you becoming a little more human.
No, you don't.
Yes,
No.
I do.
No, you see me becoming who you want me to be, not who I am or who I want to continue to be. Kate Howard cannot exist in your world.
Kate Howard is a sham. Somebody that you hide behind when you get too close to feeling something real. An excuse to keep running, just like you ran all those years ago for the exact same reason. Can you look at me for a second? You did not evolve into a better person. You just iced over a beautiful, passionate young woman because you didn't think the world could give her what you wanted.
It's pointless. It's pointless. It's conversation. We're never going to see eye to eye with Kate versus Connie. No, I'm going to sell my house.
Okay.
I am. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to dump it. I'm going to pay somebody to buy it.
Of course you are, because you're afraid.
Oh, I'm afraid.
Yeah, you're afraid of Connie breaking through and reclaiming her life. And from what I could see, she is closer to the surface than she's been in a long time. You want proof? Come here. Come here for a second.
Don't do that. Do not do that.
Hey. Thank you for getting here so quickly. I was surprised to hear from you. What did you want to talk to me about?
Oh, this is a little awkward, but I had no place else to turn. I'm sure you've heard either through Sam or what happened in court that I slept with Jason last summer.
Yeah, I did.
Well, now Sam blames me for her breakup with Jason, and she's looking for payback.
Elizabeth, what do you want me to do about that?
I want you to back Sam off before she makes a bad situation worse for everyone. Me again. I'm sorry. I'm so embarrassed. I think I might have left my phone here.
No problem. Any idea where?
Well, I was holding the baby, so I slipped out on the couch. I don't know. I'll check over here. You know, your boys are so amazing. You are really lucky to have them. I envy that, I gotta tell you. Oh, here it is. Got it.
You did good distracting the guards. It helped.
Oh, how much it helped? All we managed to do was steal some old security footage and take pictures of cars with tinted windows coming in and out of the compound.
Well, coupled with the bank transfers, I mean, it'll create reasonable doubt about Alcazar's death. The trick is having the material come from the right source.
No, the trick is being able to trump whatever Rick pulls out of his hat to bury Jason. What do we have next?
Well, there's the rub. Nothing.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please be seated. Could you state and spell your name for the record, please?
Donald, D-O-N-A-L-D, Mancini, M-A-N-C-I-N-I.
Thank you, Mr. Mancini. And what is your occupation?
I'm a gardener.
For Mr. Alcazar?
I work for all the houses on that road.
And how long have you held this occupation?
2 years.
Seems like quite a workload.
I have a routine. I stick by it, and it serves me well.
And what is that routine?
I start at 5, sharp. I put in however many hours are needed, and then I go home.
Do you recognize this man?
Do you recognize the defendant?
I sure do.
And do you remember seeing him the day that Lorenzo Alcazar disappeared?
I did. First thing.
Where?
Outside Mr. Alcazar's house.
Could you tell the court exactly what you saw?
I saw Jason Morgan put Mr. Alcazar's dead body in the back of an SUV.
On the next General Hospital.
Why haven't you come forward before now?
I was afraid he would kill me.
Running away again? I guess that's one more way you've changed.
What do you mean, back Sam off?
I think she's after Lucky. You have been so nice.